On Saturday, January 24th, from 4 to 7, Pinewood Derby cars will be racing down the track, all while raising money for local scouts. This event is open to the public, and racers of all ages are encouraged to attend. Loaner Derby cars are available. Max Mendenhall and Denise Niblick join us for episode 238 of the Love in Lebanon podcast to get us geared up for the event and to share the benefits of scouting. This episode starts right now.
Welcome to the Love in Lebanon podcast, highlighting all the great things happening in Lebanon, Indiana. Have an idea for an episode? Send an email to loveinlebanon@lebanon.in.gov.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 238 of the Love in Lebanon podcast. Joe LePage here, City of Lebanon Communications and Community Development Director, your host. Two guests this time around. We're talking scouting, getting ready for the Pinewood Derby coming up January 24th, 4 to 7. Two folks that are super excited to chat all about it and scouting in general. We've got Max Mendenhall and Denise Niblick here on episode 238 of the pod. Guys, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thanks for having us.
And I think we've done this before, and some things have changed since the last chat about scouting Pinewood Derby and all the things that come along with it. The Derby and the Spaghetti Dinner coming up in late January. Scouting is continuing to grow throughout our community, and since this podcast aired, whenever it aired, several months ago, scouting has increased, gotten more popular within our community, right, Denise?
Yeah, we've actually doubled our numbers for our pack, which is kindergarten through fifth grade. So it was a big year for recruiting and just making sure that people knew a little bit more about scouting in the community. And it's been great to see the growth and all the families who have joined us every Thursday and for all our little adventures.
And you attribute it to the millions of viewers and subscribers to this podcast.
It's 100% because of your podcast. Yes.
And if someone is new to this whole scouting thing and pack versus troop and all those things, what is scouting, Max? I mean, if you had to put like you were Cub Scouting, and I'm guessing this is kind of a silly question, everybody, because chances are you know someone who has been in scouting or still is very passionate about it. But scouting in general, is it just a chance for young people to be taught life skills and be able to do it right?
Absolutely, yeah. So scouting kind of has the background of outdoor skills and tying knots, but it's not all we do. We really focus on a lot of life skills, character building, really leadership. The leadership skills that our scouts learn from kindergarten all the way up through 12th grade, through our high schoolers are still learning these life skills and trying to make better people out of our young adults.
Yeah, and I remember scouting many moons ago when I was going through it. It was a lot more outdoorsy, but it has evolved to not only the outdoors activities, but then so many other super beneficial skills being taught throughout scouting, as you mentioned, throughout the course of life, not just the young kids and not just the ones that are old enough to drive, kind of everyone in between.
Right. So scouting does encompass all ages. We start at age 6 through 10, 11 for our Cub Scouts, and then from 11 to 18 for the older Scouts, the Scouting BSA. So for those that don't know, Lebanon does have 3 active units right now. We have Cub Scout Pack 359. We have the Boy Troop 359. Both of those units have been in Lebanon for decades. And then we have our Girl Troop 3590 for our girls that want to be involved.
Fantastic.
Which is thriving.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm guessing you guys have seen, heard, and are experiencing kind of the transformation and the growth of young people that have kind of been in scouting and seen that. I know you both have kiddos in it, and I don't know if it's those kids or others. Have you seen some growth,
Yeah, one of the big things I'd like to highlight, formerly known as Boy Scouts, but now we refer to it as Scouting America. And I think when you're asking a little bit about what we do in Scouts, it's even hard, I think, for adults to remember that it's not just camping. It's not just about being outside. It's STEM. It's all of the things that we're trying to get kids to just be comfortable and aware of their community, what's out there, be good members of their community. And I think starting at that young age is a great way for them to build that connection with their community. So, in Cub Scouts, we might be going out and picking up trash together or going on a little bit of a hike or checking out Stone Eater at the bike park. We're trying to just really give them a lot of experiences. And so really they are scouting America to learn about all the opportunities they have in life. And as a very young person in scouting, as in I'm only a year in or so of my scouting journey, I've definitely seen so much growth. And I think my favorite thing is just the connections that you make, because that's kind of what life comes down to, right? Like how you can connect with people in your community, and the families and the way that they connect in scouting is it's not a competition, right? And I think that's what's so beautiful about it is it's really coming together, all different walks of life, different times of life, really different personalities, different ways that the kids learn, but they're still able to find commonalities and just spend time together. So seeing that growth even through my daughter and my youngest daughter, who's not even a scout yet, but tags along to all of the adventures.
But will be.
Will
right?
be,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotta be, right?
Yep, starting in June, no big deal. But I think just being able to see the connections that they make and the excitement they have, every Thursday to meet up, and they're really excited to put on their uniform, and that's kind of cool to see them take pride in that and want to do something that's, it's not just an hour a week. That's the phrase that is commonly referred to, that
Yes.
Scouts is an hour a week, but we have found out really when you get connected, it just becomes something that's fun to do, and it's, not just
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, and it's not just a chore, right? It's something that you enjoy doing with families.
Yeah, and you've seen young people as well grow through scouting.
Right. So I guess I'm kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum from Denise. I've been in scouting for a long time. I was actually a Cub Scout in Pack 359 as a youth. And then I have 4 kids in various stages of scouting. My oldest is now a adult leader in the units. He helps out with campouts and all the fun stuff we do. My second oldest just achieved the rank of Eagle. He just turned 18 too, so now I guess he's an adult leader in the unit as well. But yeah, so he works camp staff as well. So these kids have a lot of opportunities to go out and experience just the world and scouting and what's out there and the different opportunities. It really just opens it up.
What first led you to scouting and to be able to make it a lifelong love of this organization? You've seen it now multi-generational going through and continuing to bear fruit.
I guess really just being involved with Cody, my oldest, drugged me in. We've just wanting to be there with him and do all the fun things that he's doing. It really is as much fun for the adults as it is the kids once we start going to summer camps and whitewater rafting and boundary water canoe trips and all the high adventure stuff that you get to do as an older scout.
Similar? What did Max help get you in? You saw the success stories. You saw the pictures. How'd you get involved, Denise, as someone that's relatively new to scouting?
Well, I was definitely resistant because I do a lot of different things in our community. So I thought, this will be the one thing I can just kind of drop my kiddo off at and show
done.
up.
You get a babysitter, free babysitter.
Didn't work out that way. Now I have a whole uniform. So really went in the deep end there. But no, I had a friend who just said, their kid has really enjoyed it. So I thought we'd give it a try. And we showed up to some meetings, and I had no idea at all what was happening, but it was just kind of along for the ride with that. And then, you start just wanting to get more involved, I think, because you start to meet the other people that are in it and just see the connections that they've made, long time connections for a lot of the people who've been in this for a long time. And then you kind of, I think, just desire that, right? You just desire to not miss out. The FOMO, right? Fear of missing out on these adventures now is so strong that you don't want to miss out on any of the fun things, and you want your kiddo to have those experiences too. But more importantly, I want those experiences for the fun stuff.
The true motivation coming through. Everybody, we're listening to Max and Denise talk about scouting here on episode 238 of our 11 Lebanon podcast. Let's talk Pinewood Derby and Spaghetti Dinner specifically. Again, that's coming up on January 24th, 4 to 7, Witham Pavilion on the campus of the 4-H Fairgrounds. So this is a different location this year. Same great fun, and I'm guessing that all the cars and all the races and just kind of everything that comes with it will be taking place once again this year.
Yeah, so a little different format this year. We've crammed it all down into the one time for the dinner. So all of our racing will be during the dinner this year. Pinewood Derby is one of the largest events for our Cub Scouts and pack as a whole. It's a lot of fun for all the kids and the adults involved. We will be racing. So we've got almost 40 kids this year that will be involved in the pack race. So we'll be racing each of our den races, and then we'll have an overall race. We're also opening it up to the community. So we want you guys to come watch our kids race. If you have a car, bring an old car from when you were a Cub Scout. We're going to have some open race times and an outlaw race.
An outlaw race.
Absolutely. I've been calling it kind of a cheaters race. So anything that you can think of to make a car go faster down the track. It's really wide open, no rules. Just let's have fun with it. Hopefully we have a lot of people show up for that one. I've been kind of pushing this one just to get some competitive nature out of the adults in the unit.
That's great. That's great.
Just a little overview for those, who might be thinking big cars. We're talking, these are little small cars that fit in your hand, and then they have a bit of a downhill ramp that they go through, and they're timed, and they're really close at the end. So the kids get super excited. They have, a program that'll say who won, the times that they have, and then they have trophies and other awards that they'll get throughout that time. And I just want to do a big shout out to D. Patrick, actually, this year made possible for us to be able to have Lego Derby cars. So for the younger kids, they're going to actually have Legos and cars, weights for those that they can manipulate and change in real time. And so they'll be able to, race them on a side track, see how they did, and change it. And so that design aspect, and for them to be waiting for the other dens to race. And a huge shout out to Heart of Lebanon for always letting us borrow their big yard games too, because it's really a very family-friendly event. You could not have a more family-friendly event than this. There's going to be things for all ages to be there, so it would be so great to see the community come out and support the youth. They get really, really excited. They even have a podium for first, second, and third place.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the Lego. I mean, that dips into what you were talking about earlier, the STEM, being able to kind of enhance kind of the use of scouting as well.
Yeah, this is really neat. We have played around with the Legos for our younger scouts in the past, but this is something totally new this year that I don't know that we've really even talked about the logistics of it yet, but we're going to definitely have a
little time.
We're definitely going to have a second track set up to let the kids just play with it, and like she said, change where the weight is, how the weight affects how these cars go down the track. They're neat little chassis that are already kind of pre-built, and then they can add all the Legos they want to them. It's going to be neat.
It'll be interesting to see how many kids are over there versus parents themselves playing and manipulating it.
My wheels are going right now.
Yeah.
How to make my car go. And the proceeds from the spaghetti dinner benefiting
100%. Yeah, 100%. The Cub Scout pack, all the proceeds come back to our kids for us to do to help our program succeed. We're going to be able to. I think we're going roller skating. We will be able to help kids that may not be able to afford to be in scouting, or kids that may not be able to afford to go to camp. Be able to help those families out as well.
Yeah, some different things we try to do to make sure that it's affordable. I mean, it's a fee for somebody to sign up, but it is a year long. So it's nice because that breaks down to being about $5 a week. But what you get with the pack, because we provide books and neckerchiefs and slides, as well as doing our very best to cover all the costs for the little activities, just so it's one less thing off the mental load for the parents. We want to be able to provide those activities for all of the kids that are involved with Cub Scouts. So this fundraiser is super important for us to be able to have the funding to do other little things like recruitment, like camperships to help kids that, might not have the full funds to be able to go. And it's pretty great to be able to hand out a uniform, even a hand-me-down uniform from another kiddo, and see their face light up, because it might not have been something that was on the list of things to get that year.
Gotcha. And as you're marking your calendars, everybody, for the 24th, a little bit later on in the year, right about the middle of April, there's another fundraising opportunity for scouting. It's the Mayor's Scouting Luncheon. Mayor Gentry's held it annually, Mayor Lewis before him. And it's another plug, another boon to scouting in general, a chance to get together, have a meal, and be able to benefit scouting.
Yes. That event's geared a little more towards our corporations and
business professionals,
business professionals to come in and have your business support local scouting. That is a council event, so that does come back to local scouting, but it also helps our council camps and our council succeed as a whole in the area.
Nice. And I remember, was it last year? It was at the high school. Not able to be there this year because of the construction going on, the improvements being made. But there was the derby track that was there, and the cars and several kiddos were there racing, showing off their abilities to get their cars down the track at a high rate of speed.
We did. We had the track there, and we had a few kids with cars, and we were letting the people that showed up for that kind of play with it and race a little bit. Cars that had been down the track and were successful.
And that was great to see some big kids in shirts, ties, jackets, putting some cars down that track too.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool.
It's always fun, I think, to hear random people. Like, it's such a long history for Scouts. You know, it's a nonprofit that's been around for such a long time that it seems like whenever you have a conversation with somebody, they have some memory that's attached to Scouting, whether they were in it themselves or had a sibling that was in it. And so I think that's always just a nice way to know that it's still around. We're still supporting the youth in the community. And things like this is what helps us to let people know that it's available to them.
Mm-hmm. And if someone's listening to the podcast like they did, a couple months ago and decided to get into scouting and do all those things, it's not one of those things, Denise, you talked about the book and the everything that comes with it and it being a year long, that type of thing. People can jump in like right now and join in and be able to kind of pick up things and get part of.
Yeah, we had a new member last week, actually. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You can join scouting anytime. Really, now is a great time to join with hopefully the weather will be turning sooner than later.
Probably
we'll
turn back and then turn again.
Be able to get outside and start doing a lot more adventures. We got summer camp coming up in June. And then another great season. We had a phenomenal recruiting year this past year. I don't know if we've mentioned that yet. Our pack did double in size this year. Hopefully we get out and get the community involvement that we had last year again this year and see our youth continue to want to be involved in scouting and still grow in Lebanon.
I know you guys have a Facebook page, and we'll link to that, everybody, in the body of the podcast, along with all the info about the fundraising opportunities, the Mayor's Scouting Lunch, and also the Pinewood Derby and Spaghetti Dinner. But other ways to jump in and join scouting, checking out a website, showing up to a meeting once they see it on Facebook. I mean,
yeah.
What do you guys recommend?
Just show up to a meeting. So we meet every Thursday night, 6:30 to 7:30 at the Centenary United Methodist Church.
You almost did the 6-7 thing, but 6:30 to 7:30. Wait,
6:30 to 7:30. Yep. If you for our Cub Scouts, so if you have a scout or a youth that is in elementary, that come on Thursday nights. If you have a older kid that wants to get involved, our boy troop meets Tuesday nights 7 to 8:30, and our girls meet Wednesdays 6:30 to 8. So I encourage everybody to come out. Yeah, everybody at the church.
Methodist?
Yep.
Okay, right there on Fordyce, everybody. Well, Max, Denise, thank you so much for being here on the podcast. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all you do, and we look forward to seeing fast cars, delicious spaghetti, and fun things in store. I know we appreciate with the city being able to partner with you guys on help with our Boone County Summerfest, again, coming up in June, everybody. But you guys do a great job of helping us with that as well, service opportunities, and really appreciate that.
We appreciate the opportunity to be here and share about scouting.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And thanks for listening to this episode of the podcast, everybody. More episodes coming your way soon. Take care.